Welcome back to the Golfalot YouTube channel. Georgina here, and today I've got my hands on the new AI1 and AI1 milled putters from Odyssey. Now, they're making some huge claims with these putters about what they can do for your game, which is making me really excited to test these out, but also a little bit skeptical to see if those claims are just too good to be true. Before we get started, if you haven't already, please make sure you're subscribed to the Golfalot YouTube channel. And if you like what you see on this video, please make sure to drop a like. Now, there's loads of putter options to choose from with these ranges. Today, we've got two of each model, but I'm gonna choose my favorite from each of these. So I tend to play with a mallet putter. So for that reason, I'm gonna be testing out the Rossy in the AI1 and the 3T in the AI1 milled. But if you did want to know a little bit more about the other two models, we're going to have full written reviews on all four of these putters on the Golfalot website. So what's the big story behind these putters? Now, we have seen AI technology in Callaway clubs before. This all started back in 2019 with the Callaway Epic Flash driver, which is actually the driver that I have in the bag right now. So what we've got with these putters is an AI designed face insert. That means that there's some variable thickness, which is designed to ensure that you still get maximum speed and consistency, even with some slightly off-center strikes. And you can actually see that variable thickness in this little window on the AI1 putters. Now, there have been some huge claims about this putter specifically, so I want to get straight into hitting some putts and we can talk about those a little bit more. So first up, we've got the Rossy putter. This is actually the putter that Jon Rahm switched to, and he did say that in the Ryder Cup on the 18th, he had a 90-foot putt that he completely hit out of the heel, and it still got super close.
I can confidently say I heeled that putt on 18 against Scotty Scheffler. I went to about 3 inches, so you know, it's a good positive that I mishit and actually went that close.
Now, Odyssey have also said that they looked at Jon Rahm's stats and they said if he'd have switched to this putter last year, he would have earned an extra $2.5 million on tour, which is obviously a huge, huge claim to be making about a putter. And we've also been told that Sam Burns only ever used one putter type since turning professional. However, as soon as he tested out the AI1 putters, he switched to them immediately. So that's the first new putter he's had ever since turning professional. Slow start, but we're just warming up, So before we get into properly testing this putter out, let's take a closer look. Obviously, earlier on, I showed you guys this little window where you can see the face insert, you can see that variable thickness. Now, personally, I think that that little window and that detailing is gonna be like Marmite for people. You're either gonna love it or you're really not gonna want it there. But what I will say with the Rossy putter is at least it's a little bit more concealed. It's on the bottom of the club head, not so visible as we see with some of the more bladed shaped putters. Going on to the colour scheme, which I always think either makes or breaks a golf club completely, we've got this black, white and blue colour scheme, only with very small details of blue, which I think looks really smart and really clean. Now, something that you might have noticed is that now the shaft is all one colour. Previously with Odyssey putters, we've seen the Stroke Lab, we've seen a two-tone shaft, but now it's all just the same. Now, the Stroke Lab technology is still in there. They've changed from some graphite and some steel to fully steel, but we still got the counterweighting with 20 to 30 grams offsetting the bottom of the club, but you just can't see the two-tone on the shaft anymore. So at address, the Rossy putter looks very soft and very rounded. As I said earlier, I've always played with a mallet putter, so for me, I actually really like this. It's definitely a little bit softer around the edges than I'm used to, but I think it looks really nice at address. Obviously, within this range, there are lots of different shapes of putter, so if you didn't like this one, there's probably going to be one that you do like. But let's hit a few more and see if I can get into it with the Rossy putter. So another big claim about these putters comes in with the longer putts. The AI1 putters are meant to get you 21% closer to the hole. And what Odyssey have told us is that at the 30-foot mark, That is the point where even tour pros are more likely to 3-putt than to hole the putt, which is really interesting to try and get your head around. So what we're going to try and do is hit some 30-foot putts, see how we get on with the AI1 putters, and see if that face insert is really helping us get that more consistent speed and just keep us close to the hole on these long putts. So we've got about a 30-foot putt, it's a little bit uphill and it is wet underfoot. So speed is going to be really important in terms of keeping this ball close to the hole. That was actually completely out the toe of the club and it's the first putt that I've holed all day. So I actually think that I'm preferring hitting this putt for the longer putts as opposed to those shorter ones. As you can see, it's been nice and consistent. We're not having a huge dispersion pattern. So I definitely think that it is working, the technology in there, helping me keep nice and close to the hole. So the new bit of technology is obviously this variable thickness backer. It's made with aluminium that has been co-molded to the original white hot urethane face insert. So you've still got that classic feel that a lot of people will be used to with the white hot insert, but that added technology is meant to help keeping consistent ball speeds and making sure that you still get the right ball speed even with an off-center strike. Haha. I will say the feel of this to me, I was actually expecting it to be a little bit softer than it is. It's quite a nice firm feel to it, but it's also quite a dull sounding putter. So if you're looking for a putter that's a little bit more muted, you're not getting that sort of clink for it, this is a really good putter for that. So coming on to the AI1 milled putters. Now there are a couple key differences between this and the AI1 range. The first one that we see straight away is the difference in color palette. So previously with the AI1 putters, wherever we saw that blue detailing, you've now got this gold kind of bronze color. And when you open it up and you look at the face insert, we've got that same gold bronze color. Now personally, I think this looks really, really good. It gives it that premium feel to it, a little bit more elevated, and to me just looks really high end. Now something that's also interesting with these putters is there's no window there. So with the AI1 putters, we were seeing the technology, seeing that little window. Are they trying to say that they don't feel as though the window gives it that premium feel? I'm not sure. It's an interesting decision from them to put it on one, not the other. So I guess it just comes down to personal preference as to whether you want that window or not. So obviously we don't have the white hot insert anymore. What we do have is this gold milled face insert. So it's meant to give you that more premium feel to it. It does still have the variable backing to help with the consistency and speed control, but it's a gold milled faced for that extra premium feel. So there is one more big difference between the AI1 milled and the AI1 putters that we haven't mentioned yet, and that is the price. The AI1 milled putters are £160 more than the AI1 putters. At £449, that is a crazy amount of money for a single putter. Now, if I'm being completely honest, I don't think that I would ever consider paying that much for a putter, but let's try it out. We're going to hit a few more putts and see if the 3T can change my mind. All right, so thoughts on the putter after we've hit loads of the shorter putts. I definitely feel as though I prefer this putter compared to the AI1 putters. For the shorter ones, I feel like the consistency and control comes out a little bit more with the shorter putts. I hold a lot more with this putter than I did with the AI1. And what I'm also noticing is there is quite a big difference in terms of the feel. I think that it comes off just that little bit firmer off the face with the milled face, and you also get a little bit more of a clink sound to it, which is quite nice if you're looking for that feedback. If you have hit it off the center, you're definitely getting that a little bit more with the milled putters compared to the AI1 range. All right, so it's looking like the same sort of levels of consistency with the longer putts, with the milled putter. I do think that I prefer the feel to it. Do I prefer it £160 worth? I'm not too sure, but let's get into the full verdict between these two putters. So as always, when we're coming to a verdict on these products, we're going to look at them in 4 main categories. So that's looks, feel, performance and value for money. Starting off with looks, I think that overall both of these putter ranges are really clean, really smart. Obviously I've gone for the 2 shapes that are more like a mallet putter because I use one, but with there being different models in each range, you'll definitely be able to find one that suits what you're looking for. In terms of the detailing and the colour schemes, I do prefer the AI1 milled putters just because I think that gold face looks so good. The overall detailing gives it that really premium look to it. However, I do think that the little window so that you can see the AI backing is really cool, and it's just a feature that we've never seen in any other putter, which just makes it really interesting to me. On to feel, what I do like about this putter range is that they've kept in that white hot insert. As we know, that insert's done really well in the past and people really like that feel to it, so you'll still be able to keep that feel if you're looking for one of these putters. With that said, I did much prefer the feel of the AI1 milled face. With the milled face, it just gives it that more premium, more elevated feel to it, which I just really liked and thought felt exceptional on the longer putts and the shorter putts as well. On to performance, obviously Odyssey made some huge claims with these putters and what the technology could do for your game. I definitely felt on those longer putts that the technology was working. I did misstrike some, but the consistency and the pattern, there was really tight dispersion there, which shows that the AI face was doing what it was meant to. I definitely felt as though the performance was better with the AI1 milled on the shorter putts. However, that could just be because I preferred the feel and felt a little bit more confident with them. I did have quite a few lip outs with both putters, but there's only so much you can put down to a putter, and I think the lip outs were more to do with me. So the AI1 putters come in at an RRP of £289, which is pretty much what we would expect to pay for a putter in today's market. With that said, it performed really well in every category, and so for that reason I would put it as pretty good value for money with how good this putter did in testing. But the one I really want to talk about is the AI1 milled putters. Now, as we said, these are £160 more than the AI1 putters, coming in with an RRP of £449, which is just a crazy amount for a putter. With that said, I did feel as though it excelled in every category that we tested it in. It looks great, it has an exceptional feel to it. I would love to have this putter in the bag, but I'm not sure that my bank account would like that. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, please make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the Golfalot YouTube channel. Let me know what you think about these putters down in the comments. And if you want to know a little bit more about any of these models, you can check out all 4 written reviews over on the Golfalot website. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.